Hey everybody, welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and today we're talking about moving to Calgary, Alberta, and have you missed the boat on real estate prices? But before we do that, if this is your first time in this channel and you want to know everything there is about what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live, and play in Calgary, Alberta, then please just hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. Now, I have to tell you, I've lived in 5 major cities in my adult life, but you know what? I moved to Calgary way back in 2001. I never left because it's a great city. But not only that, I've been a realtor here since 2010, and all this means I have some specialized knowledge about the city of Calgary and the surrounding bedroom communities. So if you are considering a move to the city or one of these bedroom communities and you would like some assistance to purchase a home, please feel free to reach out to me, send me a text, email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you. Okay guys, let's do this. Let's talk about moving to Calgary, Alberta, and have you missed the boat on real estate prices right after this. If you've been paying attention to the Calgary real estate market, then you know that prices have been rising dramatically from month to month, and this has been happening for the past several years. As an example, in 2020, the benchmark price for a detached home was $483,500. In 2021, it rose to $550,000. In 2022, it was $629,000. And at the end of 2023, it was $676,000. Now, guys, in just 3 short years, that's like over $192,000 of growth just in one sector of the market. And I can tell you that the benchmark price for a detached home in the city of Calgary right now sits at $761,800. And the rest of the product types tell a similar story. Now you may be thinking that if you're moving to Calgary, you've already missed the boat on the real estate prices and you're going to miss the boat on growth because prices are at the top and they're just going to start to plummet. Well, I'm going to show you why that's not the case, and I'm going to show you why there's still plenty of room for more growth to come in the future. Calgary, like many parts of Canada, is realizing lots of migration to our city right now. So we've got people moving here from other countries around the world, but not only that, we have record interprovincial migration to our city. And the city estimates that Calgary is growing by 60 to 70 new residents each and every day. And they predict that by the year 2027, we're going to have 110,000 people moving to Calgary. And guys, that's more than the population of the city of Red Deer here in Alberta. Now this means there's going to be a great demand for homes, even more so than there is already. And this is going to put some pressure on real estate prices, and we're going to see prices continue to rise. So there are other major centers in Canada with much higher prices than the city of Calgary. And prime examples are Toronto and Vancouver. Now, while these markets were seeing strong growth in the mid to late last decade, Calgary was holding back. In fact, most of the country was going up price-wise, but Calgary wasn't. Our prices were declining and our economy was really hurting. But that's not the case anymore. I mean, some pundits feel that Calgary is simply playing catch up with the rest of Canada, and as a major city, we're still very affordable with much more growth to come. And this is certainly contributing to the pressure on our real estate market and the continued price growth. Calgary has an undersupply of homes and high demand. There just aren't enough homes for sale, and we just can't meet the demands of the many buyers in the marketplace. Now, the situation is greatly affected by international and interprovincial migration, as we've already alluded to. But there's another factor, and it has to do with interest rates. So many people who would normally be putting their homes on the market here in the city so that they can become move-up buyers or move-down buyers aren't doing so because they're waiting for the rates to improve before they put their homes on the market and go look for new real estate to move into. And so this also affects the supply in our city. Now keep in mind, undersupply just doesn't go away overnight. Yes, there are builders out there that are building products, but they can't keep up with the demand either. It's going to take years to meet our current demand, never mind the future demand. And this is going to cause prices to continue to rise for the foreseeable future. And speaking of interest rates, well, Interest rates are fairly average given long-term averages, but they're much higher than the low rates that Calgarians and the rest of Canadians have been experiencing for the past several years. This has had an effect on the market, but not enough to compete with the record migration and housing demands that is offsetting what the Bank of Canada is trying to do to cool the housing market. Now, yes, the Bank of Canada recently cut the rate by 0.25%, and which it has had a mild effect on people's borrowing power, and it is expected that there will be further rate cuts in the future. It is possible that lower rates will spur even more activity in the market. In fact, guys, I could almost say count on it, because it will bring out those people that were holding on into the market. And remember, there's already plenty of competition for homes right now. Imagine what it's going to be like when rates start to dramatically decrease. This will also put great demand on our housing market and cause prices to further increase. So what's the take-home message? Yes, Calgary has seen a lot of price growth in the real estate market. It's much more dramatic than Calgarians are used to, but I don't see any slowdown coming in the foreseeable future. People in higher priced markets are still finding our market very attractive by comparison, and migration levels to our city are absolutely staggering. And the efforts to meet the housing demand, well guys, that's going to take several years to happen. If you're thinking about getting into the Calgary real estate market, don't worry, you haven't missed the boat. There's still plenty of room for price growth. As I mentioned earlier, if you are thinking of making a move to Calgary and you would like assistance to purchase a home either here or in one of the bedroom communities, guys, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a text, email, or a phone call. My information is below, and I will absolutely get back to you so you can live your life in Calgary, Alberta.